Hey guys, it's Jenny with Creature Cove, and today we're going to do a bit of an update on the baby Rosy Boa litters that we had.
So let's check them out.
Okay, so let's start with
Patient Zero.
And I named Patient Zero that because he just looked so different from the rest of his litter mates. Out of his three dominant color stripes, the darker colors, his two side ones are super light in comparison to his dorsal stripe. And I just think that's super cool looking. But this guy is probably gonna be headed to a new home soon. I'm super excited to give him to his new mommy. Oh, I don't wanna say anything in case she watches. But yeah, so he's gonna be a very cute surprise for somebody and very, very sweet. So I start handling them right off the bat. And then especially when I know they're gonna be going to a new home, I will start amping up the handling so that they're well versed in being touched and whatever for their new homes. So he's coming along very nicely. He's very sweet. I love him so much. So now let's do, so this is Fuzz, and Fuzz, no, I lied. This one is Spud. Spud. Sorry, Spud. I didn't mean to get your name confused. I named Spud because he's basically kind of just sits there like a potato most of the time. And he is a chunky monkey. I love him. Obviously, he has no problem eating. All four of these have never missed a meal, and they'll eat every time, all the time, and they're just eaters. And I love that because sometimes with Rosies, you can have a hard time getting them to eat off the bat. Even as adults, actually, sometimes they just go off their food. So anyway, and he is more of like the actual orangish albino color. And I love him too. They're all very beautiful. Okay, and then, oh, this guy's gorge too. Please don't bite me. Oh, no, you won't. It's your brother. This one is one of my favorites. He is super bright orange, and then his head stamp is stunning. I shouldn't say head stamp. It's just like the extension of their dorsal stripe that goes on the top of their head. He's got a super thick one. It covers like almost the whole top of his head. Then he's got his little speckly belly. I love him. Also never missed a meal. He's a hungry little man. Then I want you to see this. So as I said before, these guys can be kind of hard to get to eat sometimes. And so as a breeder, you like to see when they're kind of feisty when they're first born, because then most of the time you know they're gonna be a good eater. They're gonna go straight after the food and get it right away. Unfortunately, as a breeder, you're also like, shoot, how am I gonna be able to sell a baby snake that's spicy like that? Because not a lot of people will look at that jumping type of twitchiness as aggression or like, oh shoot, I'm gonna get bit. And it's a little harder to sell them when you go to you go to get the snake to hand it to them and they're trying to get you. So it's one of those hard things. Like you're super excited as a breeder that they're eating. You're not gonna have a problem with them ever eating. And then at the same time, you're like, I might be stuck with this guy for a while. So let me show you this guy's reaction when you go to pick him up anytime. This is Speck. I love Speck. And Speck's color is also gorgeous. So first, let me show you his reaction. I put my sleeve down just in case. So far it's always been bluff striking, but still it makes you pause. So this is Speck. He's always ready to eat. I love him very much. And he has stunning color. He looks more like his dad. He is super pale peach, and we love that just because I kind of like the look of it. So yeah.
I love him.
But yep, also a very good eater. Oh, he might be in blue too. So also a very good, once you pick them up, they're fine. It's just getting them. They're like, what? Don't come at me like that. Disrespectful. That one is Speck. And then we had Fuzz, which was named like Peach Fuzz, since their dad's name is Piki. And Piki means peach in Hawaiian. So I went with sort of a theme, but it didn't quite make it. So Fuzz was this guy. So like Peach Fuzz. Anyway. Okay, so that was the albino litter. Let me introduce you to our other litters. Here we have our Magdalena low-cal Rosy Boas. Dad was a het Anri Magdalena and mom was an Anri Magdalena. And they had 4 total in the clutch. 2 were het Anri and 2 were Anri, which are like the exact odds, like you should get 50-50. And we did. So these guys are funny too because the Anris are huge in comparison to the het Anris. Let me show you our first one. Here we have Jet. Jet is a one of the het Aneries. But look at how tiny he is. He's just like a tiny little noodle. And I love him so much. He's so cute and so sweet. And he's just, oh, he's tiny in comparison to his brother, who is not the biggest of the other ones either. Look at this size difference. Like, I mean, he would just eat this little guy. But they eat the same size food. This guy takes down fuzzies. Like, I can't even believe it. He loves them. If I try to give him a pinky, he won't eat it. So I up his food and he loves it, and he's gaining weight just fine. He's not overeating, anything like that. And I just was this is the first time I've seen a litter where they're so different in comparison to size. So I thought that was cool. You can also now see their color difference. So the Anery versus a het Anery, or just a regular Magdalena. And so the Aneries just seem to be like a more silver, more of a blue. I think it looks like fish scales, and it's gorgeous, and they're shiny and beautiful, and it's like a silvery blue. And then the het Aneries are just kind of like, still very pretty, but more on like the silvery gray side, if that makes sense. Not as shiny and bright. So anyway, these guys are all great. Oh God, I hate it. Stop. Let me put my sleeve down. Just because I'm a huge weenie. Even though it's bluffing, it just scares me every single time. I don't know why. But this is our other one. This is the female, and she's also gorgeous. These guys have blue eyes. So blue eyes with that gorgeous silvery blue and black pattern. Just stunning these guys are. You're cute. So that's Mal, as in Maleficent, as in spicy and evil. But she hasn't bitten. It's all just bluff striking, but we're getting her tamed down and used to being handled. And then that was Mav, as in like Maverick, because he's cool. So, all right, that was that litter. Let's grab the next one. Now let me show you the sad side of breeding. So out of the litters I just showed you, there was one snake missing from each one. And I'm gonna show you those snakes now. And then we also had our Cabo San Lucas litter that mom gave birth to 4 babies, and one came out deceased already. One was horribly kinked to the point where, like, if snakes had chins and chests, his chin was tethered down to his chest, so he couldn't eat or drink or anything, and then his cloaca was blocked by a kink, so we called that one. And then they had another kinked baby who possibly could make it and is still with us. And then we had a completely healthy looking baby from that litter. Now, unfortunately, we have one baby from the other 2 litters that also won't eat. So there's one baby from the albino litter that won't eat, one baby from the Magdalena that won't eat, and then we still have the 2 Cabo San Lucas babies that won't eat. So let's see. Oh, you're fine. So this is a baby that hasn't eaten in months. Since he was born, really. I did assist feed him twice, but very tiny little, it was like a pinky head. So I don't know. He is losing weight. I keep track of their weights and stuff like that. And so he is losing weight, but he still looks like a healthy baby. Like, he's still pretty darn chunky. I just can't get him to eat. We have tried everything to try to get them to eat, aside from doing like a partial brumation, which I have heard can spark their appetites. So we might try that. I'm just worried that they won't make it through that. So that was our albino baby that won't eat. Here is our healthy Cabo San Lucas baby. Well, not healthy, but the one that looked healthy that I thought would be healthy also won't eat. And she's definitely losing weight too and getting pretty small. Trying everything. And here's our het Anery Magdalena baby that won't eat, also very small, but no smaller than his brother that's also a het. So I still looks not that skinny, but just doesn't want to eat for me. These sweet babies. And it kills me. Like, as a breeder, it just rips you out. So here's our little Cabo San Lucas kinked baby that I'll show you a little update on. He's the one I call my little pit bull because he like tries to be feisty, but can't be. So he has kinks all through his body, like his entire body is just one giant kink. And then his tail has his little obvious kink in the cloaca area. And then his head, this is why I call him my pit bull too, is because he's got a much shorter snout than most of them. I mean, clearly he's deformed. It's not normal for them to look like this, but he has a much shorter snout than most Rosies have, than any Rosie has, and a thicker head. So it's like, he's like a pug. He got his face smashed in and it just like widened the side of him. But that, to me, that makes him just super cute and special. I love him so much, and it kills me that he's not eating. But I also cannot get him to eat. So, I don't know, I thought I'd give you guys a quick update, goods and bads and all things Rosy Boas that we deal with. But other than that, I'm having fun with the rest of them. So if you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below. I answer all of my questions, comments, and concerns. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.